I always recommend, you know, like a weekly check-in with couples. And that weekly check-in consists of sitting with your spouse and saying, what went right this week? What went right this week? Start off by saying that. Because you're always in each other's faces. Okay, I get it. But have you really stepped back and talked about what occurred this week in a global way? And by the way, you know, all of us have the time, hopefully, and the resources. You could just get like a little notebook and just write in it so that you can remember, today this happened and this was really positive, so that you don't forget it. It could be in your iPhone, it could be your iPad, but really try to do this idea of muraqabah or muhasabah that's in our spiritual tradition. We have a tradition that is thinking about assessing what's happening. And if you don't write it down, if you don't remember, if you're not reflecting on it, then how will you ever communicate it? Instead, it's like trauma that, or happiness, for example, that dissipates in the body. Instead of concentrating that energy and saying, this happened, I'm going to let it go. And that might have happened, and I'm going to remember it so that I can share it with my spouse later on. So I recommend a weekly check-in where you talk about what went right, then what did not go well, right? What did not go well? And then finally, how can you feel more supported by your spouse in that week? How can you feel more supported in that spouse? So you ask, then you make an ask. I would feel more supported by you this week if you did X, or if you listened, or if you gave me the opportunity to go do this thing on my own, or if I had to only cook on these days, whatever it might be that you need to feel supported, or that you pick up the dry cleaning or pick up the kids, or, you know, have them for a full day, whatever it might be that you need. I think it's really important to communicate that. I think what happens often in marriages is that, you know, they say that breakdown in communication, breakdown of an emotional connection with your spouse is one of the major hallmarks of the beginning of disconnecting from each other, and potentially infidelity, potentially not wanting to be in your marriage anymore. I think that the stress of this pandemic has also caused people to, you know, to want to not be in the marriage anymore, or to look outside of the marriage for fulfillment, because it's a time of a global reckoning. I want you to understand that many millions of people are going through this reassessment of their lives. And it's okay also to say, like, you know, this is my worth, this is my value, this is what I want. That's okay. But I think that if you're in a marriage, you have to try. You have to try. And a part of trying is having these kind of weekly check-ins and saying, this is what went well, this is what did not go well, and this is how I can feel supported this week. So I think that's just a practical step. It's helped a lot of marriages, I'm telling you, because they've never had an organized structure where they do this.